Something strange is happening inside Venezuela, and almost nobody outside the intelligence world is talking about it. Quiet reports, leaked notes, and whispers from security officials all point to the same thing. Caracas is preparing for a fight it knows it cannot win on the battlefield, so it is planning to win somewhere else. The moves, the statements, the hidden training sessions, and the emergency meetings have triggered one single question. What exactly does Venezuela know, and what is coming next? And this is where things get even more unsettling. For months, analysts from Reuters and the Associated Press have been tracking unusual military movements inside the country. What they found is not a build-up for a normal war. Instead, senior Venezuelan planners are quietly designing a survival strategy built around guerrilla resistance, sabotage, and controlled disorder rather than tanks and jets. This shift, experts say, is happening because officials inside Caracas privately admit that a conventional clash with the United States would be over before sunrise. As one source told Reuters, the Venezuelan military has struggled for years with shrinking manpower, weak morale, and broken equipment. Even government-backed outlets have indirectly acknowledged shortages in training, spare parts, and fuel. According to defense analysts quoted by BBC News, the country's Air Force and armored units have not received full upgrades in over a decade. This has forced leadership to think differently, not in terms of defending borders, but in terms of defending time. Because of these limits, internal planning documents, reviewed by Reuters, show a new tactic. Instead of gathering troops in big units, the military would scatter small, mobile groups to more than 280 hidden locations. These teams would focus on hit-and-run attacks, roadside ambushes, quiet sabotage missions, and targeted disruptions. The plan looks less like a regular army doctrine and more like a long-term insurgency model designed to exhaust a stronger opponent. Officials inside the government have branded this entire idea as prolonged resistance. The phrase appears repeatedly in speeches from senior leaders and in leaked memos discussed by AP. It suggests a mindset shift inside Caracas, a belief that holding territory is impossible, but making the occupation painful, unpredictable, and extremely expensive is achievable. One Venezuelan defense insider even said, "In open battle, we last maybe hours. In resistance, we last as long as needed." But alongside guerrilla warfare, there's another concept that has raised eyebrows among international observers. Defense planners call it anarchization. According to regional media and expert commentary published by Al Jazeera, this strategy involves creating widespread disruption in major cities, especially Caracas, to overwhelm any invading or occupying force. This would include shutting down transport lines, disrupting communication networks, and letting pro-government armed groups operate freely to create confusion. These irregular groups, known locally as colectivos, have been active for years and, according to the Washington Post, maintain close ties with parts of the intelligence and security structure. In a conflict scenario, these groups could be deployed to complicate urban control, making day-to-day life extremely unstable for foreign forces, should they attempt to hold territory or restore order. A big reason behind these tactics is Venezuela's aging arsenal. Much of its weaponry dates back to the early 2000s, including Russian Sukhoi jets, older helicopters, and tanks that experts say cannot compete with modern U.S. aircraft, drones, and electronic warfare systems. Reuters defense correspondents note that many of the Sukhoi jets barely leave the ground due to maintenance problems, and the country's long-range radar coverage has blind spots. Even so, the government insists it is fully capable of defending the homeland. Officials often highlight their stockpile of thousands of Russian-made Igla portable air defense systems, which can target low-flying aircraft and helicopters. But analysts interviewed by AP argue that while these weapons can slow down an attacker, they cannot stop a 21st century military coalition equipped with precision-guided munitions and advanced surveillance technology.